back to Straight Outta Mobius. I'm your host, Angelos.
I'm your other host, Zora.
Now, Zora, we finally made it. We're, we're
It's
we
it's
did it.
like the sun's on the horizon. We're breaking through.
Yeah, right. Like, oh my god, this is crazy. We're like, finally, we're free. We're free of Ken Penders after we
It's
discussed
been
this week,
yeah, it's been so long.
dude. Oh my
Oh
god. And I was like, I'm wondering. I know he didn't plan to leave, but I'm wondering like what he could have done. I'm like, wow, this is what he left
yeah,
us with.
it's insane. But let's appreciate for a moment how much time it took to get to this point. We
It has
started over 5 months ago.
around 5 months, yeah, I
It
think.
it took us half a year
It is, yeah. It is.
essentially.
This is. We are recording episode 21 right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Oh,
it has been 21 weeks of the
around
Penders.
a
The
little
the
more
the
actually because there was like 2 weeks where we haven't recorded. So
yeah.
like, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, this is
So
weird. It's like it's kind of like a little weird to leave this feeling, but also thank God. Please, I can't take this anymore.
yeah, I'm ready to break free from this. It's been a long time coming,
He's just.
but
Oh,
we
it's.
were also at the halfway mark.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the whole thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're at I think we're at the halfway mark.
Around that,
My
let's take
yeah,
a little quick look.
we're getting closer to it. We're like at 240 or something like that out
Let's
of like I think 570. So
We are
I think in 2 more weeks or something we'll be at the halfway.
right
But
now we're at
basically there.
238. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
238 at 570. So basically halfway. We're basically there, which is
yeah.
kind of crazy. I'm like, I've never read this much of Archie before. Now, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's up for interpretation. At least now we'll be hitting the good parts mostly.
Yeah. So
Um,
we put up with the bad, so now we'll be able to appreciate the good more.
yeah, it's oh. Do you want to just discuss Sonic X first, just so we can end with Benders?
Let's get through Sonic X.
Okay,
Let's start that.
watch out for Sonic X. Okay, so with five, I actually, there was some overall with X, it's kind of getting a little boring, but like there are some nice character moments that keep me being like, okay, I can keep reading this.
Yeah.
Like Sonic saving the owl, I was like, that was
Hmm.
cool. Um, one thing I've noticed, they keep calling Cheese a she.
Oh
Cheese is
yeah.
not a she. I think Cheese is a he. I'm pretty sure it's like because Chocola, I'm pretty sure is supposed to be like not Cheese's girlfriend, but like girl Cheese.
Mhm.
Um, oh, one thing I did find funny was when they had like when Chris was talking about how his grandfather and then Ella and Mr. Tanaka were like helping him not be lonely, and that like how they had Ella on top of Mr. Tanaka.
Mhm.
That had me laughing because I'm like, that yeah, he is struggling out there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Like, bro, no. Um,
I think my favorite part of the Sonic X comics so far are Deco and
oh,
what was the
Deco and Boko,
yeah, Deco and Boko, because
and
they just have
Boken is
this
also cool.
running yeah, they have this running bit where they keep not noticing what Eggman's doing,
Oh yeah,
and like when they go out to the Chow Garden, they're just like, how did we not see the Chow Garden? We simply gotta get out more.
no, they're great. I remember liking them when I watched the show as a kid. So I'm like, yes, thank God they're still entertaining. And Boken is also a
Oh,
little,
Boken's great too. I love
little
them in the
blue,
later ones.
little blue
Yeah.
bastard.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no, they're always great. They're like always doubting Eggman's plans. Like they're gonna go along with it, but they're not. They don't expect it to work.
Yeah, they're just like, we know how this goes.
Yeah, Sonic's gonna show up and boom. Um, oh, you know how they're having the flashback to when they all had like the ghost story in their camp out?
Yeah.
Why was Helen's wheelchair so big?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like double her size. I'm like, she's
Like
like
how would
6.
she even move herself?
Right? Like, if there's no adult there, what is she gonna do? Move her stubby little arms?
Yeah, makes like one rotation of the wheels after like 10
Yeah,
pushes.
because it's like, well, I don't think she'd even be able to reach it because she can't move her legs. So, like, how
Ah,
is she
yeah.
gonna even do it? Oh my god. One thing I did notice immediately, I was like, I thought they mistyped Chow when they had the fake Chow type, like, speaking. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's supposed to be able so you can tell, like, that's the fake Chow.
Mhm.
Because for, like, Choa.
Choa.
Yeah. And she's just
Mm.
like, they have a really bad accent.
I know, I love that, but also like, dang, imagine being in like in cheese like perspective.
Mhm.
Mother, the time is almost here.
Oh my.
Like what?
Oh, like you mean like to call? Oh, right now when the other one, yeah, when the fake Chow,
Yeah,
like calling him mother, calling her mother.
yeah, because cheese was like they have really bad accents, but I think they're trying to say mother, the time is almost
That
here.
was like, oh, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, that
Hmm.
trauma for cheese.
Yeah. So one thing I found last week, I was saying how they were a little inconsistent about if Son Amy is like a thing in this comic, because based on the
Yeah.
dub. But now I'm like, there were some Son Amy moments in this, kind of. I mean, not really. You could call me a stretch for this, but like Sonic when he entered the house greeted Amy first.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, it
he's like,
is mainly Amy pushing at it, and that's just
yes,
always how it is
this
anyways,
is
but
true. But I thought that was like Sonic greeting Amy first, or like keeping in mind what Amy would want him to do. I'm just like, I'm
yeah.
surprised Western Sonic would be so like conscious of this in the mid 2000s at least.
Hmm.
Um, oh my god! Right when they when they were talking about if Eggman found a way to get home, and Chris immediately gets on the no, don't leave.
Oh my God,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, it's not the season 2 finale yet. Chill out.
Yeah, he like I don't know, he just instantly got on that, and I get that like it was supposed to be like the topic of loneliness, but I
Yeah,
was like, oh my God,
yeah, bro.
you
He
got
like
that
flipped the
attached
switch.
that fast?
Yeah, I
You're
mean
gonna
it
like
has been. I
island have
don't
to
I
say
forget how
goodbye.
long it's been exactly in the show at this point, but it's definitely during season 2 at some point.
Fair.
So it's been some time. 'Cause they're also celebrating his birthday, right? Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think Deco and Boko are the ones that say this, but they ask if the Chows registered the vote.
Oh my God, yeah.
Why would you even think that, man?
Like, what would it matter?
Yeah. Um, Now, okay, for 6, I actually like the part they have about Knuckles being lonely. I was like, yeah, that's a cool thing. You know, they're keeping the loneliness theme at keeping and having the Knuckles part. I'm like, yeah. I guess because
Mhm.
the call does show up in this issue, which I don't think the writers completely maybe okay, maybe this is how it is in X and I just don't remember. But I don't think Tikal showed up in Adventure 1 by time traveling. Like, she was dead, man.
Yeah, like I don't know.
They're like, yeah, we're time traveled from the past. If you time traveled from the past, wouldn't that mean chaos would not be like a destructive creature anymore because of like
Hmm.
time paradox bullshit? So, I'm
They
thinking too
love,
hard about this.
yeah, once again, Archie, and they don't care about time
This
rules.
again, I'll cut them a little slack because I don't know if like Sonic X made a time travel or maybe if the dub made a time travel. So I'll just write it off as like a benefit of the doubt thing, but like it was a little funny. Not that it wasn't that serious to be honest. Um, oh, one other funny thing was Sonic and Amy hate Burger King and Domino's. Did you notice that part?
Wait, which one?
It was
What
okay. So
part?
remember in the first 2 pages where they're talking about how every character is like lonely in a
Oh,
certain way.
yes, yes, yes. And they
It's
were
like
like, Sonic was holding a burger,
yeah,
and then yeah, Amy
she.
went better than Domino's or
It was
whatever.
like Sonic was like, "Is this wait? This is supposed to be some kind of king?" And he's like, "Better than that stack of dominoes we had." Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my god!
dude.
It was funny, but yeah. Um, this is also when I noticed I'm like, the art is looking very good randomly. Like, Sonic X comic art was actually pretty good for like copying
Hmm.
the show. But I'm like, this looks like pretty on model and like a certain familiar art style. And then the title card drops, and it's Tracy Yardley. Because I guess this reading order has it like a little ahead. Because by the time this issue came out, it was like 2 weeks before Flynn started writing. But anyway, Tracy Yardley is like one of the major Archie artists, and also started like helped Ian Flynn start IDW.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh damn, this explains a lot why the art is actually pretty good. um, all right, and then there's a random Fantastic Four reference to the Thing when they were like bringing out when Amy brought out her hammer, and
What was the reference?
she's like it's hammering time, and his catchphrase is it's
Oh,
clobbering time.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh okay,
Yeah, it's something that you would notice more than me.
yeah, stupid nerd brain. um, oh my god, and the window guy is like racist towards the animal people. It's like
Oh my God, yes. Wait, yeah, because like doesn't Sonic or no, I
Sonic
think
saves
it's
him.
Tails. It's
Oh,
okay. Yes,
yeah, one of them saves him. Whatever.
yeah.
Um,
One of them saves him, and then he goes, "Wow, maybe they're not all so
yeah, he's
bad."
like, I don't
You're
usually
like one
trust
of
animal people from other dimensions, but you're not so bad. I'm like,
yeah. He
what?
says you're one of the good ones or whatever,
Yeah,
and I'm
something
just
like
like,
that.
dude, you
Like, oh
can't
my god.
say that.
Yeah. Oh, oh, Eggman saying he stole lollipops from an orphanage. Like, this is like that one Shadow the Hedgehog line where he's like, "This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me."
Yeah, absolutely nuts.
Or oh my god, yeah. Then the Chow grabbed the chainsaws. Like, oh my god, these Chow are crazy, but it's funny.
They started
Um,
going nuts for actual murder or something. I was just like,
yeah.
dude,
Um, and then the funniest ass pull of all time. Not that I care much because it's mostly a comedy comic, but they get all the emeralds. Just they just have them, and they're all green for some reason too. Even though the show shows them being different colors. Um, and I'm like, okay, they just have the Chaos Emeralds, sure. And I wasn't expecting them to do Perfect Chaos because, like, that would flood the city again. But it is kind of funny how it's just Chaos Zero growing, like, massive.
yeah,
Um, and he just,
yeah,
like,
because he didn't even he didn't change forms. He
yeah,
just grew
it
big.
was just, like, the Chaos Zero getting larger, yeah.
Yeah, I think even Sonic was just like, whoa, well, I mean, I prefer this over last time.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I will say it was pretty cool to see, like, Chaos doing stuff.
Yeah.
Because he usually doesn't do anything that's, like, outside of Adventure 1 in battle. Um, oh, yeah, what? Yet again, there's a new accent from the officer. I think, yeah, Rouge and
Oh,
Topaz were, like, we're saying like they wouldn't say they wouldn't want to be in the city because they find him crazy.
yeah, but I think it's like the running bit of the officer doing
Yeah,
accents all the time for a different place, just crazy.
yeah.
I love it though.
Oh, and then when the Chow turn back, they start speaking like normal Chow, so they just become they turning back, fix their accents.
I I guess I assume that the frequency not just fixed them, but brought them to the way they're supposed to be.
Like real Chow instead of fake Chow. Yeah, whatever. It's just funny. Um, and then Sonic does save the owl again from issue 5. And then the ending to this, I actually have seen the ending to this where Tikal's like, "Hey, Cheese, you want to come with us?" Um,
Yeah.
like, he's like, he can visit whenever he says my name. Just boop. I'm like, oh,
Yep,
okay.
just disappears
Yeah.
afterwards. I think that's cool. But I was just like, oh my God. Like just disappears just like hey, if you want to come over on the weekends,
You can do
I'll
so.
take custody for a little bit.
Yes. Cheese it now that Tikal now has custody over the weekends.
She's gonna have 2 Christmases.
Yep. And I guess for 7, 8 and 9. I mentioned this to you before we started, but like, I saw the Gizoid eyes. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a Gizoid at least, and I'm like, there's no way it's gonna be Emerald because there's a Sonic battle arc in the show. Even when the colors were just emeralds, I'm like, nah. It's definitely a mistake. They just colored a Gizoid the same as Emerald. It's totally not Emerald because there's a Sonic battle arc in the show, and they can't do anything about it. And it's just Emerald, I guess.
I know. When I saw the initial silhouette, I'm like, that's Emerald, isn't it? That's got to be Emerald. And then I saw the second silhouette, and I was like, you can't fool me. I know who that is. And then they showed him, and I was like, yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess I should have just assumed it's Emerald, but like, I mean, Gizoids are like a whole robot thing. But I'm just like, why is Emerald? It's not like the arc hadn't started yet. They had this episode out for like months. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah, but
It was cool seeing him just do some stuff and Sonic just having no idea that he's actually there.
mm,
Um,
but like Captain Westwood the
dude, so
whole
weird.
time.
Like
Yeah,
he was funny
just jealous,
sometimes.
dude.
He was funny sometimes, but he was kind of my least favorite part of it.
Yeah, he was like comedic, but like his whole thing is just being like another like antagonistic force, but like he didn't even come off as that. He just came off as a douchebag.
Yeah, I think that's like what he was supposed to be, but it's also just like I don't know. I mean, it leads to some nice character moments with Sonic,
Mhm.
but it's like okay, whatever. It's just
Yeah.
like I guess it's the normal Sonic X thing where Sonic can't be there immediately. Um, I don't know. Let me think here. I do like Sonic being like not wanting to go on an assignment until like Chris basically is like, "But it's the president, Sonic. You have to." And he's like, "Fine, I guess."
Yeah, he was just like, oh, fine, I suppose.
Oh yeah, wasn't the captain also being like saying he wants him because he's an English speaking hedgehog?
I I think so.
I'm just like, what is this supposed to mean? It's not like other talking hedgehogs here. I guess that's what he means,
Yeah,
maybe.
like like Shadow hasn't been shown off yet
I
in
don't think
X.
Adventure 2 happened yet because
Yeah.
the episode after Adventure 2, the Chaotix and Vanilla show up. So
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think Adventure 2 happened yet. Um, what's it called? Oh right, okay. Another part of Sonic that I did like was where the captain's being like, "Oh, you have to serve your country." He's like, "This isn't my country, but I don't mind helping you out once in a while."
I love that like whole talk that they have
Mm-hmm.
where Sonic the whole time is not fully like reciprocating the conversation,
Yeah,
and he's kind of like it's like he's analyzing the captain the whole time because like he's like digging the hole and like responding somewhat, but making like letting him do all the talking,
yeah, because he wants
and
to like
like he
suss him out.
yeah, and he's catching all like the little moments that he keeps slipping up,
Yeah,
and and then like especially when they're fighting the mech, and then suddenly he's like, we should do the least amount of damage so that we can, we can
tell the president.
analyze this.
Yeah,
And Sonic was just like, all right, I suppose.
yeah.
And then he lets him slip at the end, and he's like, all right, cool, I'm filling the hole, and go like
That was
find
really
a way
funny. Yeah, he
home.
was like he couldn't get home, and of course the president would have given the captain an assignment if he just didn't leave.
I know.
Um, what I did like, okay, more great Rouge and Topaz moments. Just throughout this entire arc, they're always enjoyable.
Yeah,
Um, what else? I mean, like
I can see why people
ship
put
them.
them together. Yeah,
Yeah, cause like the way Rouge acts around her, man, like
I know.
is really funny. Um, Oh my god! And when Eggman's trying to steal the shuttle, he just like causes chaos and immediately books it. Oh, like okay, Eggman, wow, amazing. Um, and this is where like yeah, Emerald's like, oh my god, it looks like Gerald Robotnik. I need to help my master. And I'm like, oh, so this definitely is.
Mm.
Emerald. And Eggman tries to repair him. Like maybe this gets continued in like the next week stuff. I'm just like, okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, I think right. Okay, I was saying with the Rouge thing. Why does Rouge keep calling Topaz fat? Like, bro, that is like
Yeah,
an in shape woman.
I know, she just randomly hit her with the what was it? She
You're
tried
too heavy
picking
to
her up
carry.
and she
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, she was like, you're gonna need to go on a diet at this rate if I have to keep flying you. And I was like,
If you
dude,
want her to be anorexic, like, what do you mean?
yeah, like
That's
what was
so
like
mean.
what made that necessary to say?
Yeah, like I mean, like you could just say like, "Oh, you're an animal person, and you can't carry it like a giant human."
Yeah.
But nah, Rouge. Okay, Rouge. I see how it. Um. Oh, yeah, and then Chris's mom. I was like, "Oh yeah, Jackie Chan taught me self defense," and then just like smashes Eggman's nose.
Oh my God, the running
Oh my god, him
like
trying to
bit of
speak.
him having yeah, him trying to speak while having his nose absolutely like messed up. I love
That
that.
was great. And then the one time he gets it right is when he starts yelling. I'm like, yes, perfection. Um. And then the captain, of course, blames Rouge and Topaz and finds the blueprints, and I'm like, "You're lame. Kill
Oh,
yourself."
lame ass captain.
Yeah. We're over. Okay, you know what? Maybe I like the Sonic X stuff a little more than I was thinking before. It was a little. It's kind of like a little slog to get through sometimes, but like it does have its moments. So
Yeah, I think it's when, we're doing the whole week to week thing. We gotta read it back to back.
yeah, like this
Like,
definitely reads
like,
better if we were reading this like even like a few days apart.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, you know what? I'll give it. It was pretty good for like what it is. Again, out of the age bracket, but still enjoyable. Now the other side of the spectrum. I guess we can hop into the last bits of Penders' main Mobius stuff with 154, and I mean we got more Ron Lim for I think like almost the entire week.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, he can't do this. Um, the Mina and Ash stuff was like kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, like Ash crashes out on Mina, and it's like, on one hand, I
I
kind
mean,
of get
he's
it.
kind of correct at least in
He
terms
is
of like
kind
the.
of correct. But like at the same time, like anyways, you shouldn't really get business and relationship mixed up anyways.
Well, my thing is
And
like if you are at least be like sensible to be like okay, you need the bodyguard.
yeah, but like the other case is her like I get that yeah, he's in the right, like that she still has feelings for Sonic, and that that her like music is like kind of themed around him, but it's like that's like a common thing for like song artists anyways, to sing about like their
Yeah,
exes or
but
like their
it's like
past
you
feelings.
can see how it's kind of weird, right?
I can't see how it's
How it's
kind of
like
weird.
imagine if like your
No, he
girlfriend was
proved
like singing
he, he yeah, he proved this point when he asked her
yeah,
to say you
she
don't
doesn't like
love
Sonic, yeah,
Sonic.
and
Yeah.
she does prove it later, but like in that moment, yeah, she didn't say it, so like I do not blame him for like all right.
Yeah.
Um, I did like though that Mina then sung about Ash. To be honest, I don't know how these lyrics would translate into being real songs. Um, I know like some comic artists make sure to like work with songwriters sometimes in order to make like them work. I don't know if they did that here. I'm not really gonna like make a complaint about it or anything. Of course, it's a written medium, so
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and then another assassination attempt with Heavy and Bomb.
Dude, Heavy and Bomb just being I don't even know. Eggman loves just throwing them out at the kingdom.
Yeah, he's just like there were just like so many bombs, even to the point that they almost do get Ash. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, what do you? Like, and they just drop Heavy into the water. So I wonder if he'll come back and then like something will happen. Um, and I can't. I think Sonic was kind of burned by him overhearing Mina, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because he
Um,
seemed like kind of like sad because he was like I guess they were gonna go on a date or something.
yeah, I think Mina brought that up like uh before the end, before like the whole like Ash coming back to talk to her.
Yeah,
Because
that they
like
were gonna go on
after
a
the
date.
assassination attempt, Sonic was like, "Let's call it a date then," or
I think
whatever.
she says that.
Oh,
He
you're right.
says
You're right.
you can pay it back for going out for like chili dog or something, and she's like it's a date then. Now I'm not gonna call anyone in like the wrong here. Like of course you know.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm like damn Sonic. I guess this is what pushes Sonic to go towards Fiona after this.
Yeah.
Um, and then this story ends with I think a pretty good gag of like Eggman being saying he liked her first album, but after that she fell off.
Oh my God. Yeah. I thought that was so like funny because that means that like he was paying attention and like
Yeah,
listening, and he genuinely like he he didn't hate her enough at the start to like
to
want to
kill her.
kill her.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
she fell off. He needs to preserve the legacy of that first album.
Yeah. He was just like, she had something there for a moment, but no.
Yeah. And then we have Penders drawing the next one. He draws the. It's called More Than Meets the Eye, and I'm like, that has to be like, that can't be a coincidence, right? That has to be a reference to Transformers.
That has to be, yeah.
Um, and they're talking about how like Eggman stuff like aren't alive. I'm like, I don't know. Adam seems pretty alive to me, even if he's like kind of constrained. Actually, no,
Hmm.
because he's definitely like anonymous, so he's pretty alive. He seems pretty alive to me. Um, we can like debate about like M, but like Adam definitely seems like he is not just a program.
Yeah, Adam has some self-awareness. I mean, we still don't even know anything about Adam. He was a virus that randomly appeared with like sentience, so he's
Yeah, I
not
think he
even
like
like
Eggman like accidentally made the virus, right? That's what it was.
it was something like that. But it's
Yeah,
just like we don't have everything we need about him, so he definitely seems sentient. Like he's got
he's definitely
something
some
up his
sentience, or
sleeve.
else he wouldn't have like stopped for Tails, right? Like when Tails was like questioning
Yeah.
him for the riddles. Um,
And even if he like he has to have sentience because he also like stopped his nanites when Sonic told him like you can't mix organic with
oh yeah,
non-organic, right? And like brought up that Bunny is half and half, and he was like, "You're right," and he stopped.
yeah. Um, I guess most of that debate in this issue is mostly just to set up that the nanites go for Tommy. And he gets wings, so I wonder what we'll see in the future with that. Blinkety blink blink. I know what happens to Tommy later a little bit. There's like
And we
that's one of the Ian Flynn things I've read.
God shit, and we do see more nanites later down the
Oh
line.
yeah, with because this is like a bad thing.
Yeah,
And
but there's not really much to say with the B
yeah,
plot here.
it's more just set up.
Yeah, it's just set up for the nanites. It's just that it merges with Tommy's shell and his nervous system.
And then 155.
Oh my God.
Oh,
When
okay,
I
wait, hold
saw the
on.
cover,
Do
I
we?
died.
Yeah, I was like, marriage of who?
I know. I saw the cover and I started dying laughing. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, no way.
Should we just cover the Dulcie stuff first? Because I just want to get that over with, to be honest.
Let's get the Dulcie stuff out of the way. That was the most nothing
I mean, there were
burger
some
thing
okay
to
parts
me.
of it, but like, why?
I was just like, this ain't necessary. She doesn't. She still just hasn't even shown up in the main
She
story.
barely ever
Why
shows
are we?
up, yeah.
Yeah, she barely ever shows up. She also just literally hasn't shown up in the longest time,
Yeah.
and nobody was wondering anything about her fire breathing.
I didn't
Nobody
notice, to be
was paying
honest.
attention. Yeah, exactly. I didn't notice.
I
Nobody
guess
was
it's like
paying
they wanted to get it
attention.
back or something. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, like, I mean, there was like some interesting parts about her being like banished and stuff, but just like, nothing really comes of it. Because it's
Yeah,
just kind
I
of like
was
immediately done away with.
like yeah, like I was like, I'm not saying that it's bad in the case of like that it's actually like bad or
It's
anything,
just
or
like,
that like it doesn't provide anything. It's just that she's such a nothing character
I
anyways, that I'm like, this is cool to have story for her, but you're not gonna use her. So why are
yeah.
we getting lore for her when we're not
It's
gonna
like,
use this
yeah, like I can
character?
understand. It's like the bad thing where it's like you don't use a character, so you want to use the character to actually use them in something and develop them, but also it's like you're not gonna use them for the other stuff, so it's like double-edged sword. The thing is, like, I'm
Yeah.
not certain if we'd feel better about this if we had seen Sad AM. But again, like, this comic kind of stopped relying on Sad AM like a while ago. Like, sure, some of the episodes of Sad AM are canon to it, but most of it really isn't. Or I mean, most of it isn't really needed for this continuity anymore. So it's just kind of like I don't know if they were banking on people liking Dulcie from Sad AM.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
It,
I mean, like it's just
nobody
got.
did. So
It's also just kind of crazy how they just melt all of them alive, um, and then they're like, oh no, but dragon spirits. Like okay, when the dragons get reborn, did you take that as they'll be like reborn with like with no memories intact, or they'll be reborn with like their old memories?
no memories
Okay.
intact.
I mean, I would still be sad if I was Dulcie, because that means you still killed them as you knew them, even if their spirits are going to go into, like, new bodies. Like, this doesn't change that they're gone. Like, yeah, sure, they're not really gone, but
Yeah,
they're gone.
it's just reincarnation.
Yeah, like, yeah, even if they're not, like, yeah, fully dead, like, they'll be back in some form or fashions, like, you're not getting your mom back as you knew her, or whatever. Um, whatever. Okay, she's ambassador now. Ooh. Anyway, to the marriage. What the fuck was King Max on? Why?
I can tell you what he was on. He was on some drugs laced
Yeah, my
by
patch.
Antoine. Yeah.
No, because he's like, he's so back and forth on Sonic, man. He's like, first he had a problem with Sally being with Sonic. Then, right before they broke up, he didn't have a problem with Sonic. He was like, oh yeah, Sonic, you and Sally can get married or whatever in the future. It's fine. And now he's back to being like, oh, but Sonic's a commoner. It's a good thing you're not with him. You're like, what?
Yeah. He was like he was like, I'm grateful that you
Broke it
moved
up
on
with
from
him.
that peasant. I was like, what? I was like, dude,
But you like Sonic.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh wait, we're skipping right past the whole Sonic kissing Fiona thing. And Tails.
You're right. I forgot about that. I forgot that that comes first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, mostly Tails. Immature kid. I understand why he's feeling that way, but if Fiona's correct, but also like she could have been a little less like mean about it. But like she's correct in
Yeah,
what she says, and Sonic probably should have
eased into it.
yeah. I will say the panel of I told you this before, but the panel of I hate you is good. I actually like felt a little bit there, but then right afterwards, Tails just like runs away and he looks really funny. So I just kind of like immediately started laughing again. I'm like, oh, okay, no more feelings anymore.
Hmm.
Um, and here we go. I guess it's also where Quack prescribes the medicine to the king. He's like, Antoine, make sure he eats this. I'm like, he will not be eating those. Absolutely not. Um, Also, I'm so confused why he's so pushing on Sally marrying Antoine, considering before he had you know, like been fine with them not marrying.
Yeah.
It's like Max's character is so back and forth, man.
It's I mean, there's a lot of characters that are really back and forth, but yeah,
Yeah,
Max is probably one of the saddest, like, just constant back and forths.
yeah. Then I mean, one moment I did like was Bunny and Sonic like freaking out together, or I guess Sonic being more in shock, and then Bunny just like crying.
Yeah, I liked him trying to comfort her, but like
She was also just
she
like,
tells him and he just bolts. He leaves her there crying.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean, I get it, but like, yeah, he's like, I gotta get this done.
yeah.
One thing I noticed, I thought Bunny lost the cowboy girl outfit.
Oh yeah,
Now
I
that
thought
she
that
has
was
it
like
back,
yeah, I thought it was like eviscerated, but I guess not.
not anymore, because I think she has it in like every single issue this time.
Mm.
Um, and then Wait. Oh yeah, and then like the whole ending is like Sally like just trying to justify it to herself.
Oh my god, yeah, no, depressing.
Yeah.
Like,
Like what are you? What is happening, man? And then like Antoine's like, oh not I guess Patch. He's
yeah,
just like,
but,
yes, finally
but
the
Patch
day.
was doing his best to manipulate her and
Mm-hmm.
being
Is he
like,
gaslighting her?
oh, but it is
Okay.
the duty and the honor, and I'm
I'm
like,
gonna be
dude,
like,
shut
this
up.
is another case of Penders does not know how to like do anything with Sally. Because why
Yeah,
does she? We're getting into 156 anyway. Why
yeah,
does she like agree to anything he says?
I know. Like, also, you would think that like she would see the changes in Antoine and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, like there's
But
okay,
but it ends up being Sonic who like realizes all
there's
that.
there's like a difference between how he was acting like before and how he's acting now. Like now he's just acting evil. Like he's not even like cold hearted anymore. Now he's just being outwardly evil. You'd think they would get suspicious.
Yeah.
Um, but then like yeah, why would Sally let Sonic be arrested? She's like, oh yeah, I must support my husband. Like you're the royal here. Antoine's not. What are you doing?
Hmm.
Um, but anyway, the goat Elias comes back. This is where I'm like, all right, finally, a character I can like. Because Elias is immediately comes in. He's like, nope, I'm king now. Uh, release Sonic. Um, and then he was gonna like murder Elias like right there.
My
Oh
God.
my
That
gosh.
was the crazy part where
Yeah.
he slips the needle
I'm like, is he
into his
Ezio?
sleeve. Yeah. And thank God Sonic was paying very close
Yeah, he saw
attention
like the
to.
glint.
Yeah, he was like, there's something wrong here. I'm gonna just continue to keep an eye on him. And then he saw it and was like, thank you.
Yeah,
Finally, someone fucking realized. And then he brought up that he was like, he realized every single detail and he was just waiting to piece it together completely. I was
yeah.
like, yes, Sonic,
Because he's
the
like,
goat.
Antoine does not fight well. He doesn't have the scar was weird because no one knew how to explain it. And then just like everything else, I'm like, yes, finally, they realized what happened. And then wait, okay. One thing I thought was weird was I thought they mentioned that Elias's kid is not the I think it's a retcon. Is that Elias's kid is a stepchild instead of like his kid?
I, I, that's definitely a retcon. I didn't realize that they made it a step kid because I thought that was like blood related because she was pregnant
Yeah,
when.
but no, because the queen starts talking about how oh your child will not be on like the throne because like they're not of royal blood. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
That makes sense.
I think
Yeah.
it's only because Penders is now the main writer, so he wants to line things up with 20 years later.
It's
I mean, you
lame.
could just they could have just had it be that Elias is just steps off the throne again. You don't need to
Yeah,
like
because he was only
retcon the kid.
taking it temporarily.
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't technically know that yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I do actually like the fight scene between Sonic like trying to like wrestle Patch. Um,
Yeah, that was good. Him brawling with him, and I like that his first realization, like his first big realization, was that Antoine would never be able to go toe to toe
he's
with
like,
him.
wait a minute, Antoine can't fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, what
He
a
was like, I
great.
know my buddy. He would never be able to beat me.
um, and I guess they finally wrap up the Sonic and Bunny thing by just saying that it was to provoke Antoine.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's definitely not what was intended, but okay, I'll accept that.
definitely not, but I'm glad. Like, I respected Archie Sonic a lot more after, like, he got back at Antoine and his first goal, like, the
Was
second
to
he
get them
got
back
back
together.
was to get, yeah.
I was okay. I was kind of worried that when real Antoine came back, that wouldn't happen.
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah, we talked about that together. We were
yeah,
like, that was our main worry, that they were gonna, like, have some kind of, like, plot where it's like, oh, jealousy, like, Antoine doesn't get Bunny because Sonic's hogging her now.
yeah. But
But,
okay,
but
thank
nah.
God.
Yeah, thank
And then
God.
we get another like this. Is the only thing Tails does now is look sad again.
Oh my God, yeah, looking back at Sonic and Fiona talking
Mm-hmm.
after everything over.
Okay, and He's just like
And
looking,
it's like
crying.
it's like a all's well ends well, and the only person who's not
Well, his
happy
tails.
is Tails.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
guess also Mac's still in a coma. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two things I realized we didn't say about the Dulcie thing. I think it's just like an accident. Is that I thought Eggman can't roboticize anymore.
I think this is set earlier.
No, no, I think this is present day. Don't let the art trick you. Because remember, they point out explicitly that she hasn't used her fire since her first appearance because all these years she's been hiding that she couldn't use it anymore.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull the I don't care
Yeah,
card
I'm pretty
because
sure
it's
because
the
I
Dulcie B
it
plot.
was no I agree too, but also it was Mike Gallagher who wrote it. Also, they there's a mention of her boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she gets
Well,
like
it's
she hits
okay.
her head.
Archie's bad at writing anyways.
She hits her head. I think it was Mike Gallagher who probably does not really like know what's going on anymore.
Mm.
And there's like, yep. But anyway, yeah. Marriage arc. I don't know if I'd call it good, but it was entertaining. The Elias stuff was good.
Yeah, I mean, no, when Elias came back, I think in my notes I literally put, Elias the goat!
I think you
He's
know what. I'll say
returned!
156 was good. 155 was just like, it's getting. I was getting kind of annoyed with like the whole Antoine things.
Yeah, but 156 was so good. I
Hmm.
I mean, Elias coming back and immediately setting things straight the second he got
Yeah,
back. He locked in. He was on business this
he's like,
issue.
yeah, he's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, getting out of here. Nope.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I was pleasantly surprised because just a bit of time with him having a wife and a kid was enough to get him like locked in and like know how to make decisions for
Yeah,
himself more.
yeah.
That he
Right. Because you
came
see
back and
Jeffrey
just
more.
started locking in.
Or
I
wait a
was like,
minute.
dude,
Where was Jeffrey?
Jeffrey was Jeffrey is somewhere here because when the stuff happens in the later issues, you see his silhouette in the castle.
Okay, I did not notice him at all. So, huh?
I
I'm
barely
I'm
noticed him, but he's around. He's just not a focal point right
I'm
now.
surprised that Penders didn't try and like weave him into that. Not even out of a love interest thing, just out of a like he's important thing.
Yeah,
Oh
but
well,
no, I'm pleasantly surprised we haven't had much Jeffrey. Even though I
he was
feel
getting
better with
better.
him nowadays. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that they're kind of like letting him chill in the background. He's doing his own
Hmm.
thing.
He's vibing with Honey.
Yeah,
And now the last Penders arc with the Shadow thing. The cover, oh my, it's really funny. It's just a render from Shadow the Hedgehog.
I know.
And it's also funny because it's the by far the closest that Shadow has looked to normal,
And then you get to the actual
and it's
issue, and
back to Ron Lim.
yeah, super long spiky
It's
quills,
like
and it's
it's not
just
even
like.
that they're spiky, long spikies. They don't look like his quill shape.
Mhm.
They're just it's not him. It's not Shadow's quill shape.
Especially when you see the front, he
He
looks
just
like a
looks like
star.
he looks like a star, but like also like Sonic.
Hmm.
It's I guess it makes it look better that they're calling him each other Faker again. I could get into this another whole other time, mostly when Flynn starts writing, but the Faker thing, yeah, because Sonic calls Faker Sim Faker at the end of this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Um,
that's just like a recurring nickname from here on out. That
In Archie,
Sonic,
yes.
yeah, Sonic will continue to call him Faker for like the rest of
Which
Archie.
quick little aside. I know this is like more Twitter drama from like Racing Crossworlds, but I
Hmm.
did notice that one of their interactions in English, Sonic calls Shadow Faker. This is also in the Japanese version. He calls him imposter in that one.
Hmm.
So Sonic calls Shadow Faker in that one, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that in the game canon because he hasn't called him that since Adventure 2. Like it's fine in Archie where he just kind of kept calling him Faker as like a little thing, but like it feels kind of weird to randomly bust that out after so long.
I think the excuse is that it's not canon and that it's just a fun racing game, anyways.
Yeah, but it's like I like my in character writing, but whatever. That's not what we're talking about right now, and it's not that big of a
Mhm.
deal. So back to what's going on here. All right, Metal Sonic stuff. Um, they fight Metal Sonic. Well, oh my God, right? Did Adventure 2 happen? All answers point to I don't know.
Yeah, cause like him immediately being like, "Is my purpose for revenge?
I'm like, that
Is
was
this
your
what
Adventure
Gerald
2 arc.
wanted?"
Like, this is your Adventure 2 arc. What do you mean? You
Yeah,
should know that.
yeah.
You don't have memory loss. You don't have memory loss.
I'm just like, dude, we already did this. This is done.
Like, you don't have any reason to know to think what your purpose is. You should not be. You are not like in Shadow in his game where he has memory loss and doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing. You have no
Yeah.
excuse right now. You know that you were like that Maria said protect the planet and you protected the planet. Oh
Yeah,
my.
especially because he was floating through space after everything. He
Yes,
was in his
Adventure
super
2
form.
happened. It happened.
Yeah.
Like if you could say like if you had if it was just like it wasn't the super form thing, it would have been like okay, maybe part of Adventure 2 happened. But no, like the whole thing happened. He protected the Earth from the colony.
Yeah, and that was how we got the Bem and the Zorda.
Yeah. Or he's protecting Mobius, whatever. Um, what I did find funny was he chose he could have one shot Metal immediately, and he's like, "Nah, wait, I want to have fun with this."
Mm.
Like, okay, now that was a mistake on his part because it ended with him being knocked out. But
Yeah, because Metal just ended up using it anyways, and then it just knocked them both out.
yeah, oh my god.
Becca.
Then we have yeah, okay. I find it weird. The Eggman seems surprised that she's like alive, or is that just Sonic?
No, Eggman did seem surprised
But
that she
like
was alive.
she's
And I
been
was
with
just
him.
like, yeah, I was like, that doesn't make sense because they bring up, I thought you died in the
I
sewers or
thought that I think
whatever,
Sonic
and
said
then,
that.
oh, then maybe. But then it's like, we saw her, either way, we saw her with Eggman at the
Several times.
Snively machine thing,
Yeah.
yeah, and multiple other times. So it's like, what? Okay,
Yeah. Then there's whatever. Then
sure.
the transmission from I assume where oh wait the transmission saying Eggman's going to die, and then um Eggman just shows up. He just shows up and not whole. I mean he doesn't really show
He
up, but
locked in, and I thought that was both awesome and also crazy that he knows the exact location of Knothole. Like
he
he could
doesn't
just
know.
go
Yeah,
there whenever, send stuff there whenever, and he's just like he just shows up, and it's like no. What I find crazier is Rotor being like, he hasn't made any moves. We must
oh my
treat
god,
him like
can
a
we
visitor. And I went,
get a
my notes
conversation?
literally just say, okay, Rotor, yeah, if Hitler shows up and he decides to
I
be
mean
peaceful, sure,
in
let
this
him
universe
chill.
is Eggman not just Hitler?
He is Hitler. That is why I made that
Like
comparison because I'm just like, dude, there is no way you are letting a genocidal megalomaniac fucking enter your village, walk
yeah,
in,
like
and just because he's not doing anything, because he's just walking, you decide,
yeah, like
let's treat him like he's a guest, like make him feel
like
at
he's friendly,
home.
yeah. Like for
No.
10 years, he had like a bunch of the population as robots to do his bidding, and he killed like countless people. Like, why are you letting him just be? They're like, it's not like they know why he's here. They're just letting him walk.
Yeah, I mean, this whole section just kind of infuriates me because then Sonic fights him and like they realize it's just a
I
3D
think,
hologram,
I think
right?
they should have just had Eggman like immediately drop in front of his house instead of like walking.
No, they should have because like the rotor thing pissed me off anyways, and it would have made more sense if he just showed up there and then he brought up his point after fighting Sonic
Yeah,
because like nobody else would have joined in on that fight. They would have been like seeing where it
horrified.
goes. Yeah, but like what infuriates me after this is Sonic immediately knows that he's full of shit and that he doesn't want to help him or whatever, and then he's like, "But I know how to reverse jewels or whatever," and I'm just like,
It's like
Sonic,
you know he's
do
lying.
not tell me you're going to put your trust in that for like the third backstab, fourth backstab in a row because last time it was during the Zorda attack when he
Hmm.
put you in the mech and then he
Yeah, they
immediately
backstabbed you.
after
Yeah.
thinking that they won went back on his word. Like
Also,
what?
like it's not like even I don't even know why Eggman did that. It's not like he even backstabbed him this time.
Yeah. And like for Sonic is where I'm
Yeah,
mainly infuriated for that decision because Rotor doesn't believe him. He's more just like we if there's someone worse than Robotnik,
they
then we
shouldn't
have to
listen. Yeah,
figure that out. Like Rotor was in the right mindset. Sonic was being dumb because I was like, dude, you've been backstabbed like 4 times by
yeah.
this guy. You
He
why
locked
do you
you
keep
into
trusting
he
him?
locked you into like a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Um, oh my god, and the way that like the ending is just kind of funny to me. How it's like, oh yeah, somehow the transmission got delayed by 12 hours. I wonder how that could happen. I'm like,
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, so literally, it's Adam.
yeah, he probably activated the whole thing.
Oh my
Back.
God, yeah. I bet you he put like some of the nanites
No, so this
into
happens in the
into.
issue. Like, oh wait, he told Eggman the next issue, so he probably did it beforehand without saying anything.
Yeah, because
Um,
Adam also stopped responding to Eggman during the metal attack.
yeah, coincidentally, he stopped listening. He stopped answering him,
Oh, wait. And
just like
then
the last time.
when they talk about the nanites later on in the next issue or whatever, uh, why is it that despite everything having been like destroyed in like Eggman's laboratory, Adam was left untouched?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
No,
sense.
well,
It's
he's
so
probably on multiple computers though, so I guess I can like.
probably, but
Oh, the
it's
computer was
seeming
fine. Yeah.
like yeah, it's seeming like Adam not seeming like it's definitely showing that Adam is the mastermind behind everything.
Yeah. Now this is also not how I expected Neo Metal to be like in the comic.
Introduced, yeah, I know. I was like, "Yo, army of Neo Metals," and then they were like, "Nope, it's just like they're not
I
even
mean, they
made by
are kind
Eggman."
of. The thing is, like, they're kind of Neo Metal because they're more powerful than like actual Metal Sonic.
Yeah, because they're like just better made. I mean, Mecha literally says that they're like metal, but if he was made more properly with like better materials,
Yeah, like if
and
Eggman
Eggman was
cared.
just like, "Don't say that."
Before we get into 158, though, I will say like Sonic's mom was like telling him to eat breakfast,
Oh
and then
my
she's like,
God,
"Wait, I
yeah,
would have excused you for Eggman," and then he's just like, "Yep, right outside the door."
yeah,
Nice job, guys. I find Sonic's mom is like a weird character. She doesn't do anything.
yeah. Like Jules does more.
Yeah, she's just kind of existing.
Yeah, she's just. I mean, maybe it's also like Pender's sexism or whatever that he put the mom in just like
I mean,
traditional
I mean,
housewife
like
mode.
Carl Bowler doesn't really do anything with her either.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she didn't do much with Jules, and I don't, whatever. Um, oh, and then 158. The way Shadow has his eyes closed looks disgusting. I guess because just the way Lim draws Sonic eyes, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I know what
Um,
you're talking about. Yeah, no, I hate that.
oh yeah, the find funny was like man likes the design of Neo Metal.
Oh my God, yeah, no, I love all of his remarks to the Neo Metal situation because he's just like, it's genius. They're tearing through everything with such efficiency.
It's like, why
My
can't I
only
do it?
problem is I'm not behind it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really funny.
And he's like, I gotta depend on that dumb hedgehog.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how they got this, but they call Maria his half sister.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't see any reason why she couldn't have just been his cousin, like supposed to, or I don't know if that was like they maybe they didn't know. They probably didn't know.
Probably didn't know.
And then also Shadow's like, wait, you're related to Gerald? Like,
This
what do you
changes
mean?
everything.
Like, again, Adventure 2 is supposed to have happened.
I know.
Why wouldn't he know that?
And now he's getting tricked
Wait,
by
yeah, because, like,
Robotnik.
even in Archie, Eggman released him, right?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, so
Because
why
they
would he?
they had they had the Adventure 2 teaser or
Yeah.
whatever where it was yeah. Even in the issue that they made, that had already happened.
So, like, he would know that. He would be like, oh, yeah, like, my grandfather was Gerald. Like, why doesn't he know that? Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Arch.
But yeah, I guess Shadow kinda sorta works for Eggman. I mean, he immediately ditches him right after this, but he's probably gonna go back or something.
Yeah.
Um, I find is like, I feel like they don't get grilled enough for creating the Neo Metal Sonics, like Rotor
They
and like the
don't.
other one.
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah, or just everyone. I guess was Tails involved? I don't know.
No, he was
Tails didn't
just
do
Chuck
anything.
and Rotor.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they don't get
But it
grilled enough
was
for
like
making this.
they don't get grilled enough because it did immeasurable damage to not whole. I think the only like argument they can have for not getting grilled hard enough is that
They
it
didn't know.
also did damage to they didn't know and it also did damage to
Well,
Robotnik's
my thing
side.
is like,
So
if they were gonna keep them away, and why did they like keep more better security measures. Like they know Eggman is an AI.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love Sonic's crash out to Elias because Elias is like I don't want him crashing out too hard like it was meant for a good reason, and Sonic was just like whose idea was this? And first off, why did it have to be modeled after
Yeah,
me?
it's like
Second off, why did you guys think a robotic ally would help when our
mm,
biggest enemy is a robotic megalomaniac? What do
yeah.
you what were you guys
What I do
thinking?
find
And like he
weird,
actually crashes out.
I think it's weird he crashes out at Elias though, because like he
He
wasn't
should have
there.
crashed out like Rotor, yeah. Like even Elias was kind of taken back. He was like, they meant well.
Yeah, but he's also like he should have been like I wasn't here. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like he's like
He
it has
wasn't
nothing to do
even
with this.
involved. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then where is it? Oh yeah, I guess Shadow only cares about Hope. No. Okay, this is a weird thing with his chaos powers in this. I guess they're like trying to establish like the fact that he can use his chaos powers without emeralds now.
Yeah, he could
But
use the
like
Chaos Force, but then
the
Knuckles
way
literally says the point is that like only Guardians can do that, so it's like what?
the weird thing is like they act the way Shadow describes this, he acts like he doesn't recognize the power. So at first I thought he didn't know what these were. Like when he does chaos control in 159, I'm like, how do you not know what chaos control is? And then he's like, oh, I shouldn't have been able to do that. But the way he describes it in the moment is he has no idea what's happening.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think it was more so that he just had no idea how he was doing it without Emerald, but yeah, no, it does make it seem like he's talking about like he has no idea how he's doing it to begin with.
yeah, I don't, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
all right, there's the off panel. I think this is like the least my least favorite of the extended off panels because it was just kind of like I mean it was funny how the industry insider was like a villain.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was like it was funny, it was silly, but like I don't know. I think the bits kind of like run into the ground by now.
Yeah,
The off panel stuff.
they've kind of run their course on what they can do with it.
Yeah, I was like it was funny like the first two times,
Now it's like
but
time number 3 or 4. Yeah.
yeah, now I'm like, dude, we can move on now.
Yeah, I'll say I guess these last two issues have had really good covers. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, I love all the covers
mhm.
for the last like bunch.
And I'll also say, as much as I do not like Ron Lim's art, well, yeah, I like hate it. He draws Neo Metal pretty well. I guess because
Yeah, I like Neo Metal.
he does not have to draw normal quills, so he could just draw like the spikes, and it
Yeah,
works much better for how he draws.
like Neo Metal isn't really a hard
I
model
think
to
it's more like
draw.
the details are annoying, but like yeah, the basic like character shape is not like it's not as annoying as like getting Sonic squills down. Um, where is it? All right, yeah, Knuckles really is just in the background of this, except when he has to explain to Shadow about like chaos control.
Yeah, Knuckles just like there.
Yeah. Where is it? And then like yeah, there's racing. Oh, right, Shadow's gonna kill Sonic about like accidentally like hurting Hope, and they just race her to get the quack. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess this feels like the rivalry. It seems a little weird because they haven't really interacted a lot, or I guess every single time he does show up, it's just them kind of fighting. Um, I guess I like Shadow trusting Quack, but I find it so funny how Quack introduces himself because his name is Quack.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, "I'm Doctor Horatio
he's
Quack."
like, oh, like, bro, it's just, it's fine. It's not anything like actual complain about. It's just because his name is Quack.
Hmm.
But oh well. Um, and then I guess Shadow saves Sonic with another Chaos Control. Um, right. Knuckles is like, oh, you must be Shadow, but again, if Adventure 2 happened, which honestly, okay, I'm assuming in Archie, Knuckles probably was not involved in Adventure 2, because like I think the Chaos Knuckles stuff was happening.
Hmm.
But they should have met at least briefly if he was involved, but we don't know that, so I won't like grill him on that. Um, I'll say I like their chill like Sonic and Shadow's like exchange before he leaves.
Oh my God! At the end, I
Yeah,
love that. Yeah, that was like my favorite interaction between them, where he was just like, "Hey, Faker, don't
don't
be
be
a
a stranger.
stranger."
Yeah, I'm like okay, that was nice. Because at first, what I
Yeah.
was going to complain about before is that when they don't show that at first, I thought I was getting kind of annoyed about how it seems like he has no respect for Shadow. But because we got
Mm.
that extra part, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this now.
Yeah, I was like, oh dang, they redeemed it.
And now Sonic is Gentleman at Arms, and I don't know what that is, and he doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, and then even Elias is like, we'll explain that later.
Yeah, it's probably not important, but it's just kind of funny. And then then we have the nanites invading everything. And Nick, of course, Penders leaves us with Nicole getting infiltrated. He's gotta. I wonder what's gonna happen with that, to be honest, or if it'll even get
Hmm.
followed up on. Because oh right, because the bunny also gets infected, and they just like no one knows yet.
Yeah, it's just more build up.
Yeah. So I guess that was it. That was we have reached the end of the Penders.
Yeah,
Since issue 11, he has been writing,
I
and we're done
know
with him.
for so long. We're finally reaching Ian.
Finally, we can have a good writer instead.
It's been so long.
Um, yeah. I mean, overall this week, we,
Overall, this week, 5 out of 10.
yeah, I'd say I enjoyed X more overall. I think,
Yeah,
but there were some
just
there was a
cause.
good 156 was good.
Yeah,
Parts of the Metal Sonic stuff was good.
just kind of a once again when Ken Penders is around, it's just always a very 4 to 6 range out of
Yeah,
10.
it's just like hit or miss.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, next week once again we'll be doing a little recap of what we thought so far of the whole thing and the plans they had for the future before Boulders and Penders left. But I suppose we can just leave it off there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good one.